Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2024. It is February 2nd. It's just after noon. I think it's 12:15, and I'm about to head out for my weekly How Busy is Quartzsite update videos. Up until now, the previous update videos have been done between about 9, 10, and 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's always been kind of a little sleepy, a little quieter than normal. Today it's just after noon. I think it's 12:15, and I'm about to head out and do it. So it might look a little busier, might show a little more about the comings and goings, people filling up with water, emptying their sewer tanks, that kind of stuff. You'll also notice probably that it's gotten busier here. As soon as Christmas evening hit, people started coming. So it's definitely picked up. Even where I'm at, I can see probably about 6 new rigs set up around me just in the eye shot of my view here from my site. And my understanding is La Posa South has gotten quite a bit busier too, so looking forward to showing you all that. Like the previous videos, it'll be in 2 different formats. The first will be the long format form, where it's basically everything in one big video for those who want to just sit back, watch, and enjoy. We even had a lady say she plays it for her dogs when she's out of the house, so hopefully your dogs enjoy this. And it will be time-stamped, so if you are watching it and there's certain sections or certain types of footage you're interested in, you can do that. You can fast forward to watch the drone footage instead of the dash cam footage, or vice versa. You can watch Tyson Wash area or La Posa West area. It's totally up to you. And then secondly, I will post it in the short content form, where I break up these videos into separate videos, so they're a little shorter for everyone and maybe more digestible. Anyways, yeah, so it's 2024 and I'm gonna head out. You're welcome to come join me. Happy to have you along. Happy New Year, everyone. All right, finally back to the main road. Okay, so take a right to the long-term visitor area, and we'll follow the same general route we have been in the other videos. We'll head on out to La Posa West to start off with. So I know in these videos I cover predominantly the LTVAs, the long-term visitor areas. There is a lot of other camping to be had in Quartzsite as well. There's a lot of regular BLM lands, the Bureau of Land Management, where you can camp and stay for 14 days for free. So if you're only coming to Quartzsite for a few days, you know, that may be something you want to consider as well. There are no utilities, no amenities there, no garbage, no water. Of course, no hookups, and it is all off-grid, but it is something to look into as well. I forget the names of them all, but there's Dome Rock, Plamosa, High Jolly, so definitely other options out there for people. Alright, so La Posa West. So it seems to be some confusion sometimes. I talk about these check-in booths, and really, for all intents and purposes, you check in with them when you first arrive, probably like these people, and you pay for your permit, your LTVA permit, and then you can just go find a spot and camp. You really have no need to keep stopping at them. You don't need to check in with them every time you come in. Obviously, it's a point of a resource if you need to ask questions or talk to someone who in some way represents the LTVA land, but you don't need to check in every time you go to a different booth or if you go to a different area. Once when you have your pass, you're free to basically go out and pick a spot anywhere within the LTVA boundaries. Obviously, you know, you can't destroy or park on vegetation, so common sense is there. You know, be careful and mindful of the washes and where water may flow if you get a heavy rain. So, you know, normal common sense kind of things. It is recommended that you stay at least 15 feet away from your neighbor, but you'll see some people are parked way closer to each other than that, and a lot of times those are people's friends, and they kind of create like a little bit of a camping circle or neighborhood, if you will, and most people try to be respectful and stay at least 15 plus or way more feet than that from their neighbors. So But yeah, otherwise you basically drive out and you find a spot. The only other restriction would be if you are not self-contained and have the 10-gallon minimum requirement for an affixed black gray water tank. Then you have to be within 500 feet of a pit toilet. In week 2 of the videos, I in depth point out where all the pit toilets are in the different quadrants. This particular quadrant, let's go this way for consistency. This particular quadrant, La Posa West, does not have a pit toilet. The only pit toilet it has is right there at the entrance. So this isn't really a good spot for people who are not self-contained. But otherwise it can be quite popular because, as you can see, right across from these shrubs is where the RV show is. So a lot of people like its proximity to town. But yeah, once you pay for your permit, find yourself a nice place to park and call it home. If you don't like it, you want to try something new, then the freedom is you just pack up and move. There's no assigned spots. There's no reservation system. Yeah. The really neat thing too that I don't cover in depth, and I won't in this particular drive because I don't have enough of the information in my head, but the LTVA pass is good for other areas other than just Quartzsite. There's 2 or 3 other spots in Arizona, and there's 3 or 4 other spots in California. One of them is, for example, the Imperial Dam LTVA, which is just south of here, probably about an hour and 15 minutes south, and you can camp there in the long-term visitor area as well with this permit. So it goes well above and beyond Quartzsite. You're not restricted to, you know, if you bought your pass at La Posa South, that's the only place you can be at. You can literally bounce around the different La Posa areas, or you can, let's go this way. Yeah, you can bounce around the other La Posa areas. Oops, like I'm a little close to these people. New people here, changing my road paths. Getting sidetracked. Anyways, you can bounce around from the different LTVAs. You want to go spend some time in California, you want to go more south towards the Mexican border and cross over to Mexico for the day. You have that flexibility and freedom. You're not gridlocked into La Posa or Quartzsite as it is, so that's quite nice about it. We already went to Imperial Dam for a few days this year. I'll be sharing a video about that soon, but so far that's the only other LTVA we've seen so far. So we're hoping to maybe see a few more this year, and maybe share them with you guys as well, and you can get a better idea of them. So these guys have a hummingbird feeder in their tree. Can I get a video? There it is. And that's one thing that really surprised me. I didn't know that Quartzsite is in the path of the hummingbirds. So there's actually quite a few hummingbirds in the area, and a lot of people have hummingbird feeders out, and it's quite successful. It's really cool to see the hummingbirds. I've never associated hummingbirds with the desert, but they're here. I see them now that I know they're here. I totally see them all the time. So there's still some ruts in the road now from the rainfall we had, but the roads are drivable and manageable. Everything's dried up nicely from the rain. I think they're actually calling for a little bit of rain tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see how that all pans out. Definitely a few more rigs set up. Getting a little busier here in the west. Drive around a little bit more. Drive around a little bit more here in the west real quickly. Some of the other questions I've been asked is about snakes. I don't claim to be an expert on the desert or Arizona, so this is purely from my experience. But last year we never saw a snake at all. This year we haven't seen a snake at all. My understanding is that they don't like the colder temperatures, and they kind of go back to their homes and generally hibernate for the winter and make minimal to zero appearance. And that's been my experience. When I was younger, I learned one of the ways people in the medical veterinary field, anesthetize a snake. Okay. Apparently I was driving too slow. It is only 15 miles per hour here. These guys, they got all sorts of decorations out. Very cool. Anyways, we're back on the old Yuma highway again. This will take you to Tyson Wash, LTVA, and connect them. Let's see. I think it's probably an old gold mine off there in the distance. There's a little gold mine off in the distance. Oh, somebody's named it. Oh, Geriatric Street. There you go. Rattlesnake Cove, Rogers Half Acre, Homeless Camp, Lazy Days. A lot of people all camped up here together. See that a lot of times, all kind of the RVs all wrapped around each other in the one big kind of central social fire pit area for everybody to enjoy. So yeah, this would be where some people are not necessarily quite 15 feet away from each other, but clearly these people all know each other. They're all purposely parking close to each other, creating their own little ecosystem of RVs with their fire pit in the middle, their social area. So that does happen. But most people won't park like that right next to you unless you know each other or have a previous history of camping together. Yeah, and there's Rattlesnake Cove, dead end. So yeah, people have fun with it, make it their own. Sometimes they build their own little communities within Quartzsite, but not everyone does. Some people stick to their own and do their own thing. Other people thrive in a community-based setting. Up on Geriatric Street again. There it is. Alright, so we're almost at the entrance here. We'll closer to the entrance here and get the drone up. So as I've pointed out in other videos, you see this a lot. Campsites with some stuff left behind. various reasons why that could happen. A lot of the time they're just gone to dump their tanks. Sometimes they've gone into town for mechanical issues. And sometimes, honestly, they just, maybe that's the only mode of transportation they have when they come here. So, normally I park here in the pad, just to the left of me, but there's a lot of vehicles coming in quite frequently, definitely hourly, to check in and get a permit. So I'm just going to park over here in the gravel so I don't inhibit someone's check-in process. And we'll get the drone up.